Hello, my name is Ryan Lensing and I'm an environmental science teacher in Iowa, and I'd like to quickly go over one of the coolest additions to my classroom for research and demos and using it for like a teaching platform. It's my indoor aquaponic setup. This is the setup. I've got a 100-gallon stock tank for the fish, and we started with 10 tilapia in there and 3 jumped to their death, unfortunately. So we're down to 7, and then I've got a 70-gallon stock tank filled with hydroton for the grow bed. For my water pumping is very simple. I just got a cheap pond pump to pump the water up from this tank, and it goes up in here, down over to this end, and it spills out down there, flows through the hydroton, slowly fills up, and I got my bell siphon right there that kicks on when it gets up to the correct level, and then it just empties down through there. So it just continually cycles off and on as it goes through. Here you can see some of the tilapia. They're pretty big now. They're about 2 pounds. We're going to harvest them today after school, actually, so that's why I'm making this video, to document them before we shut this down for the year. But so far it's been really, really awesome. Student enthusiasm has been through the roof. We've tied this into so many different units: water quality, food resources, water resources. It's just been awesome. This has kind of been an experiment, just kind of to see what grows well in this. Last semester we did basil and lettuce, and this semester kids just brought seeds in just to see what works well for when we do some research next year. So we've got some cilantro, pumpkins vining up across through the windows, beets, there's an eggplant back there, cucumbers going crazy. Notice we've got pollination going on. The pollination, since there's no bees in here, we actually have some bees on a stick, and students before class start are invited to just come back here and pollinate any flowers that they see. We've got radishes doing awesome, some lavender growing really well. Corn, I actually had to pull a lot of the corn out of here. Corn went nuts in this system. The squash is going nuts. We've got some sunflowers, some zinnia flowers, and basil in the back, and then a few little baby lettuce plants just starting to poke up through. Overall, I haven't really had anything that hasn't done well in this system. The peas didn't grow as fast as I thought they would. The watermelon started growing, but it got crowded out by the pumpkin plants. So pretty much everything we've tried has worked really well. So you can adapt this to kind of whatever you would like to do. The total cost for this setup was about $350. That does not include the grow lights. Those were donated from a local business. But if you have a nice big south-facing window, I think you could get by with plenty of plants without even having to supplement too much. The fish I got from a local aquaponic farmer about half-hour away. He was really generous in helping us out. And like I said, they're doing really well. Look at how clear the water is, though. This system, it goes crazy cleaning that water. Crystal clear water. The kids can see the fish. For my fish food, I did Purina Aquamax pond fish. Ordered that from a local farm and fleet store. And like I said, we've been doing research, comparing different things. We've been doing hydroponic, aquaponic, regular things in soil. The plants that we're left with when we did the basil and the lettuce, we actually sold to families and teachers, and we raised money to donate to local food banks. And we were actually able to raise, in just one lab, we grew enough plants to raise about $300, and then we donated that to a local food bank, which is really cool. So we're kind of upcycling the lab. We're doing the research, and then we're helping end food security locally as we go through our learning experiences. So I highly, highly recommend science classrooms get more of these set up. Again, the student interest is awesome. Some of the other labs that we've done some water testing. We actually did growth rates where students would actually fish these out with nets, weigh them, put them back, and track their growth. They had a lot of fun doing that. It's just really an amazing setup. So there you have it, an indoor aquaponic system. Generates about $300 for local food annually. The initial setup, $350.